All right, let's talk tarot. Now, when most of us hear that word, our minds jump straight to fortune telling, right? Predicting the future. But what if we've been looking at it all wrong? Today, we're going to explore the tarot's major arcana, not as some kind of crystal ball, but as a map, a really profound map for the journey of a lifetime.
So, just for a minute, let's set aside everything you think you know about these cards. What if their real purpose isn't to lock you into some predetermined fate you can't escape?
What if, instead, it's a blueprint for your story? A step-by-step guide to personal growth, to the challenges and transformations that, honestly, we all go through. It's the story of becoming a whole, complete person.
And every great story needs a hero, a protagonist. In our journey, that hero is the Fool. He's card number 0. He represents the very beginning, that mix of innocence, blind faith, and just taking a leap into the unknown. He has no idea what's coming, he just knows he has to go. He is the initiate, and for our purposes, he is you, he's us. Now, this isn't just some random stumble through the woods. The path the Fool is on follows these incredibly powerful, ancient patterns that exist deep down in all of us, in what's called the collective unconscious. These patterns are the archetypes. So what in the world are archetypes? Well, you can think of them as these universal, built-in themes. The psychologist Carl Jung saw them as these giant, powerful figures working just behind the scenes of our conscious minds. They're kind of like the invisible script writers of our lives. And this whole journey of self-realization, it's really about finally turning around to meet them face to face. The very first archetypes our Fool meets are two sides of the same coin, the mind itself. On one side, you've got the Magician, card number 1. He's all about conscious will, action, logic. He's the part of you that takes an idea and makes it happen. And on the other side, the Popus, who you might know as the High Priestess. She is the total opposite. She's that deep, unconscious wisdom, intuition, the mystery you can feel but can't quite explain. After understanding his own mind, the journey moves outward. Now the Fool has to get a handle on the world around him. He meets the Empress, who is raw, untamed nature, creativity, the beautiful chaos of the physical world. But life isn't just wild chaos, right? So he meets her counterpart, the Emperor. He brings the structure, the rules, the order of civilization. And it's the balance between these two that creates the world we actually live in. So our Fool is starting to understand the world and his place in it. But now he has to turn inward and face his biggest challenges yet. This brings us to Act 2, the Dark Night of the Soul. And the first big test is the Wheel of Fortune. This card is a huge wake-up call. It's the realization that life doesn't move in a straight line. The wheel is always turning. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. It forces our hero to grapple with this huge question of fate versus free will, and to accept that some things are just bigger than him. So how do you deal with the chaos of the wheel? You don't fight it, you surrender. Our Fool becomes the Hanged Man. Now look, this isn't a punishment. It is a willing sacrifice. He has to literally turn his world upside down to see things in a new light. It's about letting go of control, pausing everything so that real wisdom can finally sink in. After you surrender, something has to change. Something has to end. And that transformation arrives with a number that tends to make people a little uneasy. Card number 13, Death. Okay, deep breath. This is not about literal physical death. It's about ego death. Think of it like a controlled burn. It's the necessary radical process of cutting away all the old stuff that's holding you back. Old ideas, bad habits, identities you've outgrown. You have to clear the field before anything new can grow. The final trial of the Dark Night, well, it might be the toughest of all. It's the devil. And no, this isn't some evil monster from outside. This archetype is our own shadow. It's all the parts of ourselves we don't like, the things we repress and deny. It's our addictions, our attachments, the chains we put on ourselves. To become whole, our initiate has to stop fighting it and finally acknowledge it as a part of himself. And this quote from Baudelaire it hits the nail on the head. The shadow gets its power because we pretend it isn't there. We see it in other people, we blame the world, we do anything but look in the mirror. The journey to wholeness demands that we stop running and finally face it. So, having walked through the fire and faced the darkness, our hero emerges, different, changed. And that brings us to the final act, integration and wholeness. After all that intensity, you get this moment of incredible peace, the star. It's like the first light you see after a long, dark night. It's a symbol of hope, of healing. The initiate is vulnerable, but he's also reconnected to the universe, filled with a new sense of serenity and faith. And from that quiet hope of the star, we burst into the radiant, uncomplicated joy of the sun. This is what's been called the climate of delight. It's not about being childish, it's about reclaiming a conscious innocence. The walls inside come down, it's just a state of pure energy, clarity, and rediscovering how to play again.
And that brings us here to the final card of the Major Arcana, the destination of our entire journey, the world. This is it. This is the achievement of self-realization. The initiate isn't a separate little person fighting against the universe anymore. He's dancing with it. It's a state of wholeness, of completion, of total harmony.
So what does this wholeness really look like? Well, it's about uniting all those opposites we met along the way, conscious and unconscious, masculine and feminine, order and chaos. It's about feeling this deep connection to everything around you. Life just becomes this kind of spontaneous dance. And here's the key. It's not the end. It's the end of one big cycle. Our Fool is now ready to start the whole adventure over, but this time from a much higher place.
So you see, the Fool's journey isn't just some old story on a pack of cards. It's our story. It's a universal map for how we grow and change and become who we're meant to be. It shows us that every ending is just a new beginning in disguise. So the real question isn't if you're on this path, it's where are you right now?